Ilia Topuria beats Terrence Crawford. Sean O'Malley beats Ryan Garcia. Joshua Van beats Inoue. Pereira beats Tyson Fury.
And Sean Strickland beats Bivol. And I think
Volk would absolutely demolish Devin Haney.
That's what I've learned from tonight. Rico Verhoeven just went out there and schooled Usyk for just about 11 rounds. Lost maybe 1 or 2. I'd even give up to 3 rounds of those earlier rounds to Usyk. But either way, it was at worst 7 rounds to 3, in my opinion, for Rico Verhoeven. He was winning that entire fight. He got dropped when he tried to trade in the pocket with Usyk. He got a little too excited, got back up, was recovering, and got finished
with 1 second left
in the 11th round. A single second left while he was on his feet. You know what's even crazier? I don't think there was 1 second left in that round. I think that round was already over. The ref let Usyk throw at least
3-4 punches
after the round was over to TKO Rico Verhoeven. When Rico Verhoeven, in my opinion, made it till after the bell. The ref didn't stop in till the bell rang. And boxing is the most corrupt sport in the world. They saw that Rico Verhoeven was beating one of their best guys, the best heavyweight in the world right now, was getting beat by a kickboxer, and they knew they had to stop the fight. I genuinely am in shock at what just happened right now. They stopped that fight for Usyk, gave him the TKO finish. When look at that fight he had with Fury. They wanted Fury to win that fight. So what did they do? When Usyk just about had Fury out on his feet, way worse than Rico was, Fury was genuinely unconscious on his feet, fell into the ropes. They gave him a standing 10 count instead of, saying he lost. He was hurt way worse than Rico was. Rico got flash knocked down and was recovering, wasn't throwing back because the round was over. The round had ended. He knew that the round was over. The 10-second clapper had hit. He got hit in the last 3 or 4 seconds of that round. He knew he didn't have to throw back. All he had to do was survive the round. And that's what he did. He survived the round, and they still called it a TKO. Insanity to me. How do you let Tyson Fury come back from something like this? He genuinely got flatlined against Wilder. He was out cold against Wilder, at least for a few seconds, got back up. Yeah, great recovery. How do you let him get back up from this? How do you let what happened in the Usyk fight happen and still not call it a TKO just because they like Tyson Fury? But now Rico Verhoeven is embarrassing their sport and they have to call it a TKO. I'm genuinely in shock right now. I can't believe what I just watched. Rico Verhoeven just schooled the best heavyweight of a generation. The guy that was getting best heavyweight of all time shouts is in that conversation, just got schooled by a kickboxer. A kickboxer. Imagine if Rico Verhoeven was allowed to throw kicks. If Usyk went into kickboxing, he doesn't make it out of the first 3 rounds. And I respect Usyk. Usyk's one of my favorite boxers. I think he's one of the best pound-for-pound boxers in the world right now. He doesn't make it out of the first few rounds with Rico Verhoeven, especially not going to a controversial TKO in the 11th round, last second, just about 12th round with him. No way. Insane. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but I did say Rico Verhoeven was going to give Usyk problems. And I even did say, I may have been joking, doesn't matter. I did say Rico Verhoeven was going to maul Usyk, going to masterclass him. And I'm still taking that take. I'm still taking it. Insanity. Wow. But to be honest, even without the TKO, they were never going to let Rico win this fight. I had this fight 7 rounds to 3 at the worst for Rico Verhoeven. At best, I had it 8 rounds to 1 or 9 rounds to 1, and that's a perfectly reasonable scorecard. Anywhere from those are. 2 of the judges had it a tie. 1 judge had Rico Verhoeven up by 1 round. By 1 round. They were never letting him win this fight. That's all that told me. This TKO was just an excuse for them to have an easier way out of this. They don't have to do a controversial stoppage. They don't need to rely on Usyk possibly dropping him, getting that flurry. Because if Usyk had not dropped him right now in that 11th round, there's no way they could have rigged that. Usyk got lucky with that drop in the 11th round because he was even losing that round, in my opinion. I think these judges, and they reveal all of a sudden in the 8th round that it was open scoring, and that it was a razor close fight all of a sudden. Boxing is genuinely, don't get me wrong, MMA has some bad decisions, some corrupt decisions. Nothing like this. Every single top boxing match. Look at that Ngannou fight. The Ngannou fight, Ngannou beat Fury. Everyone knows Ngannou beat Fury, and he got robbed. Ngannou won that fight and got robbed. Rico Verhoeven was winning this fight. They were going to find a way to rob him one way or another because boxing is genuinely one of the most corrupt sports in the world, I think. I'm glad that Turkey is saying that there's going to be a rematch for this because there's no way Usyk can continue on with his legacy knowing that he arguably robbed a kickboxer, that a kickboxer was dominating him. And I know a lot of people are going to say Usyk was out of shape. Usyk didn't take it seriously. Usyk was in great shape for this fight. I don't know what people are talking about. He's a heavyweight. If Usyk wasn't taking this fight seriously, he would have come in fat. There's no weight limit. Usyk came in great shape. Rico Verhoeven is just a great striker. He's not an MMA fighter. He's a kickboxer. He's a kickboxer with great boxing, unorthodox boxing as well, and he has great cardio. A lot of times when these boxers come into boxing and they lose, look at that Conor McGregor fight. He gassed out. Really, it's only been Conor, Francis Ngannou, and now Rico Verhoeven, who's a kickboxer. And plenty of kickboxers have had great performances in boxing. That's what a lot of people are forgetting too. Kickboxers aren't MMA fighters. Kickboxers are kickboxers. They're strikers. There's no grappling. They're pure stand-up strikers. Caleb Plant was a kickboxer before he transitioned to boxing, and he's one of the best boxers. Maybe not anymore, but was a champion in the sport. Is a great boxer. Took Canelo to a close fight until he got TKO'd. Took Benavidez to a close fight. Didn't get TKO'd there. Kickboxers are good boxers. People forget that. But I'm getting off topic. This was a brutal robbery, in my opinion. Early stoppage. It was an early stoppage and a late stoppage at the same time, in my opinion. It was stopped after the bell and shouldn't have been stopped in the first place. Insane. Rico Verhoeven, his knees didn't even buckle. He was not on his way to the canvas. He was covering up because there was a couple seconds left in the round, and the round had ended, and then they stopped it. I think genuinely if Rico had this appealed, he has a real case to get this appealed. This isn't like one of those, bad scoring things where they'll never appeal the scorecard because no matter how bad the scorecard is, that's how it was judged in that moment. Rico Verhoeven genuinely has rights to appeal this. This fight was stopped after the bell. You can't stop a fight when the round isn't active. If anything, they should have taken a point from Usyk for throwing shots after the bell, multiple shots after the bell. Yeah, he was wrapped up in the moment, but I think he knew he had to force that TKO. And he knew a minute of recovery for a guy like Rico Verhoeven, who has a great cardio, would be enough for him to not get TKO and maybe even win that 12th round as well. But it looks like it wouldn't have even mattered in the first place. With that knockdown, two of the judges would have had Usyk winning. Yeah, I don't think there would have been a way for Rico Verhoeven to come back from that knockdown, according to two of these judges, even though on my scorecard with the knockdown, and if he lost that 12th round, he still would have won the fight. Insanity. Most corrupt sport in the world. MMA is king. Kickboxing is king. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, and we will be back with another video tomorrow. This is why I'm Briari MMA and not Briari Boxing. I'll see you guys later. Peace.